Even you thought Supernatural would run out of plot points. The Man Who Would Be King, a Castiel-centered episode in which he turns into Whitney Houston, sitting on the park bench in the snow, and he'll always love Dean. No. This was a giant explainer episode to explain all the crazy Crowley's the main bad guy. No, it's Eve. No, it's Crowley. Castiel, can we trust him? They kind of just threw it all out on the table and had plot. There was plot coming out of every orifice on the show. Like, it was just everywhere. And gnarly. There was gnarly deaths and torture scenes, and it was like I was watching Supernatural again, and the fight scenes and the freezing of the fight scenes, and I was pleased by that. I still think that Eve died way too easily for all the hype that she had, and I'm still a little confused as to how much power Crowley and Castiel have at this point. Cass raised Sam from hell, which explains that. Why Cass is working with Crowley, he believes it's for the greater good. We all know that you don't work with demons. Dean and Sam have learned this the hard way. Castiel has not yet, and I think he's going to. Plus, not to mention, out of all the demons we've seen, I would say that Crowley is the least trustworthy up front. I mean, he just looks like a shady mofo. He just does. I mean, Azazel would probably be a close second. I liked how they went back in time to see the whole story put together and all of this that was going on behind the scenes, because not knowing what was going on was confusing and not necessarily in the good way. It makes you question, too, this episode, all the times that Castiel has popped in at the perfect time. Like, was he just watching the whole killing of the Campbells? Did he know that was all going to go on? I enjoyed Ellsworth, the demonic version of Bobby Singer, and his two goons that looked like Sam and Dean, sort of. I love the interplay between Crowley and everyone. I just really like Crowley. I think that he is evil in a more human way than the other demons. He's kind of sick, and it makes you like the character, and I just like the way he's snarky to every character. And he's kind of calling the shots, which is weird. Behind the scenes, kind of just pulling strings. Very Ruby. Ruby was doing that. She wasn't obviously the one pulling the strings, but she was the one guiding everything. And you're just like, why can't you see this? I loved that Dean was trying to be loyal to Cass. I loved that he wanted to believe that Castiel was trying to help them right up until Cass slipped up. I do think there's a weird lack of communication going on there. I understand that they feel that they were lied to because they were, but instead of pushing Castiel away, I would have liked it better if they tried to get more of the full story on what he was actually trying to accomplish. So maybe they could be brought into the fold a little bit more. Is Cass the reason why Crowley can't find Sam and Dean, and Eve couldn't find Sam and Dean? They said that the apocalypse hasn't happened or something. They're trying to stop the apocalypse. I thought that the apocalypse happened. Did I watch that wrong? Based on what Cass and Raphael and Crowley and what everyone's saying, is that Sam and Dean don't really matter anymore, and that Castiel's keeping them around just because he wants them around. They're really just pawns. Nothing seems to be hinging on Sam and Dean, and that seems a little strange. I get that the demons are still afraid of Sam and Dean. Crowley clearly knows that they could kill him dead. I'm assuming, though, in the finale, maybe Sam's wall will start breaking down or something. I'm hoping, just to kind of, like, make them relevant. I'm trying to stay away from spoilers for the 2-hour season finale. I must say my hope has been renewed for this show. It's been renewed for a 7th season, the show itself, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. I'm happy for everyone that's involved in the show, but this has been a rough season, so I'm hoping they can pull it together. I enjoyed Frontierland immensely. I loved that we finally met Samuel Colt, and I thought he was cast perfectly. I loved all the Back to the Future references. I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for season 1 and 2 storyline throwbacks, and Lenore came back and all of that. So I'm really liking the direction the show's going right now. I hated the Crowley Eve thing. And now I'm pleased with it. There was actually plot, there was actually character interaction, character development, storylines going on, things were making sense. That hasn't happened in a while, so that's a good thing. What do y'all think?